1. It's starting. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Fresh Fire Friday here at Eve Speaks Podcast. Why is it Fresh Fire Friday? Because we have Miss Tanya Barnes of Beulah's Safe Haven here in the studio. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Miss Carol.
We are so glad that you are here today because we are here sharing some great news on this Friday morning. Listen, put your AirPods in. I know y'all at work. Go ahead and put your AirPods in because you do not want to miss this opportunity. You know, I always think, Miss Tanya, like being a blessing to others is one of our greatest opportunities and reason for being in this earth. And on this Fresh Fire Friday, I believe that you all have the opportunity to be a blessing. And we're going to share with you just how you can do that. So let's welcome our guest, Miss Tanya Barnes, to Eve Speaks Podcast. Thank you so much for being here today. And the reason she's here is because she is the proud owner. She called it her baby. This is my baby of Beulah's Safe Haven, a transition home for girls. Tell us about you and tell us about Beulah's Safe Haven.
Well, Beulah's Safe Haven is a transitional home for girls that's aging out of foster care.
Okay.
Participating in the extended foster care program or just homeless. And we take them from the ages of 18 to 21. So we've been in existence since 2019.
Woo!
You know, at 18, we're really not ready. At least I wasn't ready to be out on my own. And it's the same thing with them. And it's a lot of things that they miss out on being in foster care because they're from home to home to home to home in a lot of cases. So they don't get their basics. So they come there and we give them their basics so that they are able to at least have a foundation. You can't get them prepared for everything when life is life, but you can give them a foundation, and that's what we do there. So
that is great work that you're doing, giving these young women that are aging out of foster care, these young women that are homeless, the opportunity to have some stability while they start life. Because many of us, like you said, at 18, we think we have it all figured out. I know I did. I thought I had it all figured out, and I'm telling you, I walked across that stage, and 2 months later, I moved out on my own, and boy, I'm telling you, I was calling mama, hey, what y'all doing? What you cook? So at your transition home, I think, like I said, that is so awesome that you are helping these young ladies have that opportunity to get stability and get a foundation on life. Do they cook? Do they, get a cleaning routine? Like, these are fundamentals for life. So what are they getting there?
Okay, so like you first stated, where you could call mom and ask these questions. Yeah. Unfortunately, these young ladies don't have mom or any of them to call, because when you think about it, if they aging out of foster care, that means no one came to get them out the system.
Wow.
So they already have a lot of things that they're dealing with. Definitely trauma and rejection, because when you think family, that first line of
a connection,
of the person that's going to be there for you, the mom, and then she's not there and no one else shows up.
Wow.
Then that's a feeling of rejection. So a lot of times they don't have good social skills either, because when you're going from home to home to home to home, at every home there is a different person, a different set of rules, a different school, and then when that doesn't work out, then it's somewhere else. And then they get to a point where they will disrupt the placement where they are, because they don't want to try to get connected with that person or that family, because they think once if when I do something wrong, you're going to put me out. And how I know that is because I did foster care starting in 2014 to 2022, and I only did girls that were teenage girls,
right.
And that's because that's what God gave me to do.
Okay.
And so I tell people that Beulah Safe Haven is not my home, it's God's home, and I'm just trying to be the best steward I can over it. So what God gave me is to let each young lady know that they're not forgotten, that He hadn't forgotten about them. So that's our motto. And so when they're there, we do get them ready so we teach them about cleaning.
Okay.
Because a lot of them don't know about cleaning. So they have details that we call routines, and they switch out from the bathroom to the living room and just learning. Teaching them how to wash their clothes, knowing how to separate, because a lot of them just wash all the things.
When you're in foster care, it's just like throw everything in there to get it done so the next person can get to it. And then you also have the confines of your room, not the entire house to worry about. So you think you know how to clean until you have to clean up everything, like you say, from the bathroom to the kitchen, and you're moving them around. So that gives them different aspects of cleaning up behind someone else and helping out and partnering with other people to clean.
And they cook. The ones that don't know how to cook, I help them with cooking. I'm looking for other people that would like to volunteer to help with teaching the girls how to cook. I have one that can cook pretty good, but there's certain things that she don't know. So definitely getting them used to that. They're not used to asking people because they don't want people to think that they are dumb. So they don't like feeling ashamed. So a lot of times they won't ask that. When we partner with a lot of different businesses that have hired some of our girls. So one of the things that we found out was that they lacked in social skills, so they didn't do good with interviewing. So we have different ones that come in that teach them about filling out job applications, doing resume writing. We work with somebody that does mock interviews so they can practice on that.
That's awesome.
The proper dress attire, because a lot of them don't know that. As far as making sure that they have all of the important IDs that they need, their birth certificate, their social security card, their Louisiana ID for the ones that's interested in driver's ed. We help them get their tip card, making sure that they make their appointments, knowing how to make doctor appointments. All of them do counseling because all of them have trauma. For the ones that may be on medication or have a diagnosis, making sure they know about their diagnosis, making sure that they know about their medication, what they're taking, and making sure that they're getting in a routine of taking it on time, the way that they're supposed to. We also help them with getting jobs, and then teaching them about retaining the job, because a lot of the girls I found out job hop now. They job hop.
Because the instability becomes a part of you when you're moved around at such a young age. You're comfortable with leaving or comfortable, and it's like a mindset that I don't have to be here. You must not know me. I can get another job. You know, that becomes a mindset because you've moved and done other things, you know, from place to place in a system. You have a system mindset.
And they do. And they have a lot of time have a sense of entitlement. So just getting to know that nobody owes you anything.
That is right.
You know, and teaching them how to be appreciative. So even in that, we have them volunteering at different things just so that they know how to give back.
That community service is huge. So it sounds as if you have a lot to offer at Beulah Safe Haven. And it's so amazing how God will put something in little old me or little old you, and it's just like a big thing, you know. So I don't want you to think that your efforts are small. Let me just tell you, listening to public relations from Tree tell about you and all that you have to offer. I want to say personally right here on Eve Speaks Today that I commend you for everything that you're doing for these young women, because like you said, oftentimes we can feel forgotten. We can feel left for dead or just neglected or abandoned, you know, but having a place where I may not fit in at first, but the love still pours out regardless of how harsh I feel or how bad I feel, that's monumental in these young women's life. And I know that it is. I grew up in a 2-parent household, but I, like your mom, Miss Beulah, what my mom has a heart of gold, and she loved having kids around. So it's a total of 8 of us, but
okay.
Look, she said, okay. It's a total of 8 of us, but trust me when I tell you, hey, Uncle Patsy, there's my uncle on there. He can tell you, it was so many of us, cousins and aunts, and everybody would come to my mama's house. And she loved it. We didn't always have the house that they're in now. It was a small house, but it felt like home. Even with 1 million people fitting in such a tiny place, it felt like home. So I can just imagine what you offer to these girls, the warmth that's there, the feeling of love that's there, the feeling of connectivity that they can have and bond with each other. And like I say, I know it may not be easy at first.
No. It's not, because every child is different, and a lot of them are angry.
Yeah. And hurt. Yeah, that resentment is probably still there. Why wasn't I wanted, or why couldn't, I have stability all along, and trying to establish something in your life when you have already started life. This is the point where they're starting life, but yet you have extended the hand of Jesus Christ to them, allowing that open door for them to come in and get that grassroots foundation of love and character building and solidifying that you are somebody, you are seen, you are present, you are here. And again, I just want to commend you on Beulah Safe Haven, and I know your mom is proud of you. Smiling that the heavens open up.
Listen. That is my hope, is to make her proud, but even more so to make God proud.
I know that's right.
To make him proud. Because at the end of the day, I want to hear a job well done. I don't want to say, Tanya, you didn't do this, Tanya, you didn't do that, Tanya, you didn't do that. God said, take care of the orphan and the widows. So I'm doing my part on the orphans part, because no one wants to feel unwanted.
That's right.
I grew up and my mom was a single mom. Her and my dad separate. Well, they divorced. But I've been overweight all my life, so that was an issue for me. And having low self-esteem and just going through a lot of different things. I was pregnant at 17. I had my first child at 18. I was with a stepfather that did not want me there, so I left at 18. So just all the mistakes that I've made out here are mistakes that I don't want these younger ladies to make. Just giving them a chance. We're not asking people to give them a hand out, but a hand up.
Yes.
That's all we're asking. And so that is one of the reasons why a lot of our young ladies have not ever had their own. So we only do one girl to a room, so that she can feel
like this is mine.
This is mine.
Now come on to your work.
This is mine. Yeah. I had a moment when I was staying there with the home, because we didn't have anybody to be there at night. So I was staying there. So I was sleeping on the couch, and I had all my stuff in a little bag. And then I said, well, God kind of tricked me out there like that, But I ended up moving into the home so I could be the house parent, which allows me to be there in a more intimate way, because I'm there all the time. I'm working in the daytime, I'm working at night. But when we transitioned one of our rooms, that was a classroom, into the bedroom, and I had to finally get a place that I could call my own, because I was sharing everything with everybody. And
you had to know the experience.
Listen, I cried when I looked around and I had a bedroom, a spot for me. I cried, and it was more so because then I had for a short time to know how they feel for a longer length of time. So,
If you guys are just tuning in, we're here today with Tanya Barnes of Beulah Safe Haven, and she's sharing more about herself, about Beulah Safe Haven, and the transitioning of these young women into their own, into becoming. A lot of times in life, we have what we call mistakes. And I just heard you say that, and I shared this. It's so amazing. I shared this with one of my mentees this week. I say we always put a label, a title on something. My great friend Nakisha Tyson shared with me years ago, we don't want to use the term weakness. We want to say challenges. So when I'm talking to my mentees, I encourage them that this is an area that you may be challenged in. If you're not getting things done, you may have a challenge in completion. Because when we hear procrastination, we think down on ourselves. Mm-hmm. So our wording is so important. But when I hear completion, that means I need to finish, right?
Right.
So instead of saying that I've made a mistake or I have mistakes in my life, I look at it and say I have an unfulfilled purpose. Okay. Or something that happened in your life that set you back that you would normally term as a mistake. Look at it, rephrase it and say, okay, I have an unfulfilled purpose because this didn't work for me. This didn't go right. I moved out of the house when I was 18, just graduating high school. And in that first move, my first apartment, I ended up getting evicted because I wasn't ready. My mistake was jumping out there, not being ready, not thinking about having 2 jobs, being in school, how I was going to maintain the apartment, the bill, because all I calculated was the apartment, but I went out and got a brand new car.
Okay.
See, I didn't total up the cost. But what God has done so graciously in our lives, He's totaled up the cost of everything. Mm-hmm. So when you have those moments where you do something and it doesn't go as planned, you have an unfulfilled purpose right there, not a mistake. There's an unfulfilled purpose that you're getting to, but you had to learn a lesson along the way. So what I thought were mistakes were things that were teaching me how to prepare for owning a home.
Okay.
That eviction taught me how to manage my finances.
For sure.
Because who don't want to pack up and go back to mama's house? You see? So that eviction taught me how to manage my finances. That eviction taught me how to add up the cost of my car insurance, see, my rent or mortgage, and then the bills. Because you have electric when you get your own place. Who knew that the apartment people weren't paying electric bills?
And get your own food and the supplies you need and your clothes.
Why I didn't know her when I was 18? Because
I'm trying to explain to these young ladies, because with them there, we don't charge them anything. But now we've gotten where we charge them $75 a month. Mm-hmm. But that's just so they'll get the concept of
paying your
rent. Because they go out and they DoorDash and stay with all these things and pay $300 for weeks and all of that. You don't have nothing saved. So trying to teach them that concept, and they still right now don't have it, because I have one that I had to let her work hers off because she spent money for a whole lot of other different things versus paying her rent first. So the concept is you have to take care of your house first. Because even if you don't have lights or anything, at least you want to have a roof over your head. Because I've had young ladies that have been homeless. And that was not just hard for them, but it was hard for me to see them in that position.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not sometimes that we don't learn, because you can teach and give them this information, but it's what we do with it. My parents, like I said, it was 8 of us. Well, it was way more than that. But they taught us finances. They taught us, my mom and daddy even didn't want me to move out, but it's my stubbornness and my pride and my ego. And I was like, my sisters graduated high school and they're gone. But it was something that they knew that I needed more of still there. First of all, I was babied because I was the baby girl. And so there was still some maturing in things that I needed that I didn't get. But me thinking head first, just jumping out there, these girls may be able to get that information from you. And sometimes they may use it and be successful. Sometimes they may start off well and don't end that way, because that's how I did. Started out well when I left home. And then it just turned. I started seeing other things that I wanted and buying unnecessary things like you were just talking about. Like I said, raise my hand. She's talking about me. Getting in that debt of things because other people have it, and You know, I see what they have and I want it too. But that, I'm telling you, when I tell you that experience taught me so, don't feel like your words, your efforts are in vain or they fall on deaf ears, because I promise you, you're teaching them something that they're going to think back. I thought back in my 20s when I left Shreveport and moved to Texas on, if my mama was here right now, she would tell me. And I'm telling you, it spared me like, okay, get out of this store. You know, get out. And they're going to think about Miss Tanya when they're doing something or spending, when they leave your transition home for girls, and they're going to say, you know what, I need to go pay my bills. And if I have something left over, then I'll get this. If I have something left over, I'll put that to the side, and then the next time I'll put to the side, and then I'll be able to afford it.
Right. And we have, by the grace of God, a lot of my girls I still connect with. So I've been connected.
After they leave?
Yes.
I love
it. I'm grandma to their children, the ones that have children. I'm grandma to those children. And as a matter of fact, in 2024, I had 7 of the girls that were pregnant. So I don't know what was in the water in 2024.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see what's in there.
Baby, it was something in the water in 2024 because 7 of my girls that I've had were pregnant. So I had to learn 7 new grandbaby names. It took a minute. So in the beginning, you know, so I FaceTime with the grandbabies because all of them are not here.
Okay.
So that I'm able, so they recognize my voice. Mm-hmm. So I FaceTime with them and I talk to them. So
yeah.
Hey, boo. Hey, grandmama, baby. Because I didn't know the name yet. So
you're still learning those names.
Now I say the name so I don't forget.
There you go.
Know. But yeah, we do. And the girls that's here, they talk to the young ladies that come in, which helps those ladies feel secure.
Because
in that
you've been by my path.
Yes.
You know this experience. You've seen it.
And that I'm going to be there for the long haul.
Yeah.
I don't go away just because you're not in the home.
Gotcha.
I'm still there for you. Whether it's in a mom figure, in a grandma figure, I'm Gigi.
I love it.
I'm whatever it is that you need me to be. So they're free to call, and they do call. If it's anything going on, whether it's with the baby, because they think I have all the answers, because I nursed for 20-something years. So if it's something with the baby, like I had one to call the other day, the baby, well, she's running feet. Well, she just had a shot, baby. Do what I told you to do. Do the lukewarm water. Give her some Tylenol. Do it around the clock. And she's going to be fine. You don't have to take her to the hospital.
Saving my own bills and stuff still.
And then I have other people that come in that volunteer because I know they get tired of hearing me.
Yeah. So you have other sounding voices that they can listen to.
They teach them about finances. They teach them the budget, the different classes that come in. So now we're getting ready to do an unmute your mic, which is going to be open to the public. And what it is, it's going to be, it's not going to be in person. It's going to be virtual. And it's going to be starting from age 13, young ladies, where they can be on an, what's the word? We won't use their face, so they'll be anonymous. They'll be anonymous, but I'll have the information for who they actually are in case it's something. For instance, if they're thinking about suicide, so we can get them help. But it'll be an open spot where they can feel free to talk and ask questions and share whatever's going on with them. Because a lot of times we're losing children because they don't have anybody to hear. So this is going to be an open area for them. They won't have to show their faces, so they don't have that fear. But we're just giving them a space where they can talk and they can share. Because the youth are our future. They are.
And so sadly enough, it's so many of them in positions and that they shouldn't be in. You know, and so sadly enough, like you said, the suicide and the teen pregnancy. And I was just doing some work for a platform regarding teen pregnancies with the mortality rate for African American females just across the board being so high. And I was just, enamored by the number of teen pregnancies that we're having because they don't have that support, they don't have that education, they don't have that voice that you are allowing them to have. And I just, again, I can't applaud you enough for the works that you're doing in Beulah Safe Haven.
I just found out about, and through the girls, and I'm definitely not going to get this name right tonight, but you know what I'm talking. Is it called Backdoor? Where they're going and they're selling views of their bodies.
Oh my goodness.
For a price, you know, and the more you pay, the more that you can see of their body. Fan only page, I think is what it's called. Fan only.
Wow.
A lot of the young ladies are doing that. So just trying to get them to love themselves.
Mm-hmm. Because that's where it starts. It's the love of self. And I just talked about this last week, how we have to pour into ourselves. And as parents, we have to pour into our kids. Daughters, yes, sons also. But especially these young ladies, because there's so much grabbing and vying for their attention, vying for their souls, vying for their bodies even, their minds. Because where the mind goes, everything else is going to follow. So this is why it's so important to have community involvement. This is why it's so important to have your involvement with Beulah Safe Haven, for you guys to partner with them. On June the 7th, you guys are having your second annual benefit concert for Beulah Safe.
For a purpose.
Sing for a purpose. I am so excited. We want gospel choirs, soloists, violinists, pianists,
liturgic dance,
everybody. And I feel like this is something that can be globally done to benefit. You heard the cause right here. You heard the efforts. You heard what these young ladies have gone through. Some are yet still facing, but there is a safe place for them that we want to keep open. We want to keep growing. Just think about the number of people that this can grow, the capacity that it can grow to help, the number of people that it can expand to help. And I just think and suggest that you guys partner with Miss Tanya, whether it's donating outside of the benefit concert, donating to the benefit concert. However, the benefits is not limited to the benefit concert, right? They can donate at any time.
They can donate, go to our website, and they can donate. It's a donate now button. Or some people, they'll go to do from Walmart and they'll send it there. They have it shipped. So whatever you need in your home is what we need for Beulah Safe Haven. And we are a nonprofit. We're a 501c3, so anything that you spend is tax deductible that you can use at the end of the year.
Did you guys hear that? It's tax deductible. She's a 501c3 at Beulah Safe Haven. So this is not only a benefit to them, but it benefits you and what you have, your income, your tax bracket, and everything that you fall on. This goes into that category of charitable donations when you file your income tax. And you can put Beulah Safe Haven down for the 2025 year as you donate through the year. We were talking the other night and someone said to donate $25 for representation of the year of 25 to an organization, to a church, or to somebody in need. And I just think do it monthly. I just think that's just such a great idea because you have a responsibility. You make your giving a responsibility and you give it a direction to go in. You give it a purpose.
Right.
And that's purposeful giving. So when you purposefully give, you'll purposefully receive. That's the law of the word. It's a give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, run it over, shall men give unto their bosom. And I just think that somebody eats at Popeyes, McDonald's, Wendy's, and listen, and it adds up to be more than the 25. But when you think about the 25, think about your daughter. Think about your son. Think about your child. You know, that $25 that you give to them, somebody else didn't have someone to give 25 to them. Somebody else didn't have somebody to, you know what I'm saying, to constantly give that to them. So I just do believe that we can support Beulah Safe Haven year-round, monthly, with a minimum donation of $25. Now, she didn't ask for that. Let me clear the air. Come for me. because I put that step on there. Again, that was something that was mentioned to me in a group. We were talking about our giving efforts and things that we can do and how we can benefit others, how we can help improve others. Because if we look around at today's society and the world that we're living in, a lot is being shut down, stopped, closed, and everything like that. So our nonprofit organizations can take a hit from governmental closures and grants being closed off. So we have to be the hope.
And the thing for a lot of times, people tend to think when, like Beulah Safe Haven, that we're getting federal funding or state funding. We do not. We survive from donations, grants, and so I've been there since 2019. I haven't got a paycheck yet.
Come on.
But I know when at the end of the day, I'm gonna receive mine on the other side. So what I'm doing here, I enjoy doing. I mean, because I know
that is the blessing.
It is a blessing to see them come along and know that they love me and that I can love them. And I've been talking to someone for 10 years and they still calling and know that I made a difference. It means something to make a difference.
Yeah.
And one of the things that, one of the other ways that people can give to is on Walmart. They have what's called Sparks Goods.
Sparks Goods.
And it's under charities. Okay. And so it's a roundup. So if you pay $3.75 and you round up, 25 cents will come to us.
Wow.
So anytime that you join there and they have different charities, if you click Beulah Safe Haven for your charity, they are round up, and that way you don't even have to think about it all the time. And
who is not shopping at Walmart? I just want to know who's not shopping. You guys are shopping at Walmart already, right? And so all she's saying is the roundup of what you're already paying, whether it's 25 cents, 45 cents, whatever it is, you can donate a charitable portion of that to Beulah Safe Haven. You're already shopping there. So your next online order, hear me, at Walmart.com, you want to go to Sparks Goods and you want to make that charitable donation to Beulah Safe Haven. Again, that's Beulah Safe Haven. Round up to the nearest dollar amount, right? Correct. So if it's $3.75, your roundup is 25 cents. And that goes to Beulah Safe Haven. That's awesome that you can do that for something that you're already doing. You're not going out of your way or doing anything like that because, again, we all shop at Walmart.
Right.
So you can make a portion of that donation through Walmart Sparks Goods. You can go to BeulahSafeHaven.com. You can donate there. And you can also sign up by May 4th. Your choir, liturgical dancers, mime dancers, soloists, again, instrumental, violin. I know we have in the city, we have a saxophone player and a violinist, and they play all, genres of music, and I've heard their gospel. So sign up and help Beulah Safe Haven. This is their second annual gospel benefit concert. Sing for a purpose. But can they come and dance for a purpose?
Yes, as long as it's with the gospel.
Liturgical dancers, mime dancers, you can dance for a purpose. Musicians, you can come and play for a purpose. Just come and be a part. A lot of times, our talent is what we have to give.
Right.
You may or may not be in the financial realm to give. However, there may be something else that you can offer, that somebody's been waiting to hear you play again. Somebody's been waiting to see you dance again. And that right there, you being in that place is you being in position and offering what you can to be a part and to help raise money for Beulah Safe Haven.
Your God-gifted talent, so why not help?
That's it.
Because it's about God.
Now you don't want me to come and sing.
Praising and worship. Hey, but you can come and work the door.
That's it. That's what I was about to say.
We don't have.
It's something I can do.
It's something you can do.
Now the singing that's not it, unless you provided earplugs. Unless you're giving out earplugs at the door. That's not my area, and I thank God. See, God don't have to sit me down or put me in my place. I know, Miss Clay, that's not my area, because we want to raise the money. Okay, we don't want nobody taking it back. So I won't be singing, but if there's any way that I can help out, I definitely want to be a part. What time are you guys starting on June 7th?
From 4 to 7, so the doors will be open like at 3:30.
Okay, from 4 to 7 on June 7th. This will take place at Mount Canaan Baptist Church.
Correct.
Located at 1666 Alston Street in Shreveport, Louisiana. Now listen, let me tell you something. You know how church is when we get together. So come with a mind to serve. Come with a mind to donate, to be a benefit. Come with a mind to support these young ladies, because that's what church is. Church is community. Church is coming together for fellowship. Church is coming together to lift up the name of the Lord. And that's exactly what we want to do for you all.
And come with the mindset to receive.
Woo!
Because our first annual, God was in the house and you could feel it when you walked in there. So come in with expectations to receive.
I'm excited. I know you guys can feel it. I always tell you that I know you all feel how excited I get behind the guests that we bring on here. Our motto for Eve Speaks is every voice empowers. That's my motto. EVE stands for every voice empowers. And I truly believe that. We encourage, we empower, and we evolve with our listeners. So I am encouraging you to keep moving forward in the things that you're doing and being that extension of God in the earth for these young ladies. I want you to be empowered with the fresh fire of God to just blaze the trail ahead of you, because he said he'll be a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path. Let me tell you why that light is there, because your feet are on fire to get these young women to their next destiny in God. And I want to evolve with you by seeing you flourish and seeing you grow and promoting everything that has Beulah Safe Haven stamp on it. So I am excited about what you're doing. Not everybody was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Not everybody has the opportunities that we so take for granted. You know, I often stop and I'll call my dad and I'll be in tears and I'm just like, thank you. For every basketball game that you showed up to, thank you. I mean, I was mad at my daddy sometimes because he had this old car, 71 Mustang that he still has. And he would come and the kids inside the gym would laugh, Carolyn, there you dad, and we hear him coming, because you could hear him coming. And I was so embarrassed. I was picked on in middle school anyway, but I was so embarrassed but I look back now. And as I have a son and I'm able to travel with him and go with him to basketball games, I realize the importance of my dad showing up. Yeah. My mom came to one basketball game and she said, that's it. She ain't playing no more. They hit my baby. But I appreciate even her coming to that one game and just being there. And even the other young ladies whose moms would come to the game and they would get us in that locker room and talk to us about hygiene and about all these simple things we took for granted and were embarrassed about it. But to know there's somebody that didn't get that talk.
Always, because we had those talks. And I'm amazed how some of our young ladies think about when we talk about I'm not getting pregnant, that they think abortion is a form of contraceptive. You know, and we have to change that though, you know. And so even when they're there, we go to church. Yeah. You know, and we make sure that they understand they still have a choice. But at least we want to give them a foundation to let them know about God and about salvation and about when those times get hard, because we're going to all weather a storm. Oh, yes. And it makes a difference when you feel like God is there and he's going to get you through. You don't know when, but he is. Yes. Versus when you don't have that and you can't see and the world is just dark. And I believe that that's when people commit suicide. When they feel like all hope is lost and there's nothing left for them. But there is an alternative. There is a way out. And here on our Fresh Fire Fridays,
We want you to be ignited. We want you to be encouraged. We want you to feel like there is hope and that God, I'm telling you, when God is, and you can attest to this being open since 2019, when God is at the center of what you do, the center of your life, the center of your business, the center of your finances, the center of your household, the center of your nonprofit organization, you won't go under. Like you said, the hard times will come. The hard times came for a man after God's own heart. I want to feel the heartbeat of God. I am pursuing God. The hard times will come. However, there's nothing that you, with God, cannot overcome, because you plus God, that is the majority.
Yes, indeed. When I started in 2019, I was a nurse. And so I knew I could make my money, because when you're nursing, it's pretty good. But I knew how to make the overtime, because they always need.
Always need.
But since that time,
yeah,
I've had a stroke. I've had cancer. I've had some different things, so I'm not able to work. So going from to a monthly disability amount, but yet and still,
the difference is God.
Yes, because we're still there. We're still
the
there.
Provision that comes with knowing Him. We have to know our rightful place as heirs to the kingdom of heaven. We have to know our rightful place as joint heirs to Jesus Christ, what we have access to. Sometimes we are so limited because of what we see, and you could have let the fact that your nursing salary was no longer available to you and that overtime was gone, you could have let that deter you and never open Beulah Safe Haven. But there were some experiences in your life that you experienced personally on your journey to becoming a nurse that you said, I have got something to do. I know too well what this is like.
Let me tell you.
Come on.
I was already had Beulah Safe Haven open. So it was like sink or swim.
Hey, because I'm out here now.
I'm out here now. It's like
I'm in the deep.
And it wasn't a going back for me.
And the challenges to you were the evidence of what God can do. He will put you in the situation when the water is leveled. And then He'll call you out to the deep.
Walking on that water, you better keep your eyes on God.
You see what I'm saying?
And the newest thing that I've learned, as far as myself, because it was a challenge. I'm going to say a challenge.
Come on. I love it.
To get used to walking with a walker. Because I'm used to helping everybody else. I was a nurse. I was a nurturer. I'm taking care of you. But having to depend on somebody else to help me and walking with a challenge when I already had an issue. But the new thing that I've learned is somebody told me to go back to the beginning. Not what man called you, but what God called you. So that's where I am now. God, who did you say I was?
Yes, that's beautiful.
Not what man said, but who did you say? Like, did I ever think I would be on the podcast? Did I ever think I would be on news? No, I always tried to stay hidden.
Get me
and not got
away from that camera.
Yeah, so, it's doable.
So the key to what Miss Tanya is saying right now, Miss Tanya Barnes of Beulah Safe Haven is saying right now is get out of yourself. Stop seeing yourself, but see who God called you to be. I know my parents named me Carolyn Deshawn, and that's my name. That's what I go by. Or some people call me Eve Speaks. I go by that as well. But because I have identity in Christ Jesus, I have to remind myself, no matter what the situation looked like, no matter what I've been through, seen, or the predicament that I'm in even right now, I am who God says I am. Exactly. Listen, we came in this world not knowing how to crawl, not knowing how to walk, not knowing. So the physical limitations, you didn't let that stop you either when the stroke occurred, when you had to get on the walk. You didn't let, but you persevered, and because of your persistence, you're just like Abraham going up the mountain. Come on, Isaac. We going up here, the Lord said to open Beulah Safe Haven. So we finna go up this mountain. And I'm finna strap you down. And Paul Isaac, what's the knife for?
But he was with me.
And obedience.
Obedience.
That obedience benefit him better than that sacrifice ever would have.
And
his obedience. He put the ram in the bush.
And that's what he does for Beulah Safe Haven.
Every time.
Every time.
Woo! Talk your talk. Every time. In this season, we want to be in a position that wherever God is, we're there. When I tell you sitting here today, I know without a doubt, God is there. I want to be there. I want to support. I want to help. I want you to help because I want us to align with the things of God to build the kingdom of God. So we are asking, bring your gospel choir, bring your soloists, our soloists, you come, bring your musicians, bring everybody, lottie-dottie and everybody. I think Pastor D says lottie-dottie and everybody. Musicians, liturgical dancers, mime dancers. Come on and join. Register at BeulahSafeHaven.com. Listen, when I tell you, guys, May 4th will quickly approach.
It will.
It will quickly approach, and this is taking place, the second annual benefit concert, Sing for a Purpose benefit concert for benefiting Beulah Safe Haven Transition Home for Girls, taking place on June the 7th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Mount Canaan Baptist Church, 1666 Alston Avenue, Alston Street, right here in Shreveport, Louisiana.
And for those that don't participate in that way, they can come and participate by watching and enjoying and just being there. And the ticket price is $15 in advance and $20 at the door.
You heard it, $15 in advance, $20 at the door. Listen, I told you guys that concept that I have, sowing all year long and believing. Listen, you can sacrifice that meal. Prepare your lunch. Prepare your lunch on the weekend. Sacrifice eating out, DoorDashing. They're taxing way too much on those things anyway. And give to a purpose. Put your money to purpose. Put your money to benefit. Put your money to great use. Sow into good ground. And I just believe that's what we are doing by sowing into Beulah Safe Haven. As I have said here, would you guys believe today is our first day meeting? That we didn't know each other before today. I've heard of you. I've heard about you. I've heard of you. And I am just so grateful for the opportunity to finally meet you.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. And it has been like talking to family. Now, let me tell you this. I adopt. Listen, my children have never known what it was like, and I have two biological, but they've never known what it was like to it just be them. You know, I've always, and now I have children of all ages because I adopt. Like, you don't have to. I'm going to call and check on
Let me tell you, here I am, Mama. Look, and you got two grandkids. Let me tell you about them, Cassidy and Jada.
Okay.
We're going to have to add them to the list. Or they could be baby. Hey, baby.
I'll get the name. It might be baby in the beginning. Hey, grandbaby. Hey, grandson. But yeah, we do things like this Sunday after church. And we go to different churches. But after church, we going to turn a flag. At 1:30, if you want to join, on Burke Holmes in Shreveport.
I don't know where it is, but I will find it.
Yes, it's down there close
and
to
it's just togetherness, and I love it. Mm-hmm. This is community, and this is what we need to build community. Somebody at Beulah Safe Haven is trying to find that light. They're trying to walk in a light that's unfamiliar to them, that they're not sure of. They have aspirations to be something that you may be walking in, whether it's a beautician or a realtor or an insurance agent, a nurse, a doctor. They may have that desire to be in their profession. As she said earlier, they take volunteers.
Yes, volunteers, even as far as some of our girls have to Uber because we don't have transportation to get them where they need to go. So now some people will come and take them, drop them off, or maybe pick them up, but we'll have a schedule of the different activities that they have. Mm-hmm. And we don't just put like any little thing, but like doctor's appointments or different things like that where they may need assistance with which will save them from having to Uber. Just different ones that we're getting ready to do a garden. We have somebody that said that they're going to come in and help us with doing the garden. We do mentors because our young ladies need connection. They need to know that people care. And there's a lot of other different skills that people may have, whether it's crocheting or something.
Bring your skills.
Yeah, they need coping skills, because
well, listen,
our children are angry, so they need some help.
If any of them want to come and talk it out, we are always welcome to mentoring here at Mentor Entertainment Studios. That's the name of this place in which we're hosting Eve Speaks podcast is out of. Maybe they want to get familiarized with speaking and public speaking, and we can share with them videos of themselves speaking so that they can critique themselves. Listen, when I first started my podcast, I did not want to hear myself talk. And I listened to other podcasters, and just doing the Spotify, it gives you feedback on what other podcasters are saying on how to improve their podcasting. And listening to that, I was just like, I gotta listen to myself, because they always say you go back, you listen to your previous episode, and that will sometimes give you a second episode and a third of just that topic. I started doing it, and I started seeing myself evolve with the conversations that I was having on my podcast. And a lot of times people don't want to do the cameras. They just may want to record, and hear themselves talk, or maybe just get something out. Some people journal, some people can do it on a recording, but we can share our expertise here with them and give them a place to have their voice, a place where they can speak. And like I said, it doesn't have to be all of this. We can put on music or whatever, however it would benefit them, and explore their creative ambitions.
Yeah, that would be great. A great opportunity, because honestly, Trelicia, let me put her name out there. Trelicia Allen didn't tell me about all the cameras and all of that. She didn't share that part with me at all. But because she knows me, and like when you said you can look up there and see yourself, what I tell you,
I won't be looking up there.
There you go. But you have made this so comfortable, and and the ease of speaking with you, and then definitely when I can talk about God, and hear about God, because everybody doesn't talk about God.
That's right.
But He is so worthy.
Yeah.
He is so worthy. So, yeah.
I'm glad you feel that level of comfort, so now they know what they can expect if you did it. This is going to be shared on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, like I was sharing with you earlier, clips on Instagram. So now that they can see, well, she did it, I bet I can do it. And then they can have the copy of it emailed to them and share it at their own discretion. It does not have to be something that's publicized. And that's for the general public. If you're looking for a place to get your voice out there, a place to share, information about your upcoming events, like on June 7th at Mount Canaan Baptist Church, Beulah Safe Haven will be having their second annual Sing for a Purpose benefit concert. If you want to share your information here with us so that we can empower you and put some fire behind the community and promote you, Mentor Entertainment Studios is here just for that. We don't mind whatever you have, send it our way, and we're going to make sure our viewing audience know, hey, this is for Beulah Safe Haven. You guys want to participate? So you've had this first experience coming in, and anytime going forward, I want you to know you're always welcome to come in, but you're also always welcome to share your information so that we can roll it on the screen so they'll know what's going on with you guys.
Well, I'm going to be looking forward to you, my daughter, to come to
y'all heard, everybody heard. I'm glad I got it on camera so everybody can know.
Yes,
oh, my daughter.
My new daughter. You're going to have to meet your sisters.
I know it.
But you're welcome to come to the home. People say when they come there that it feels like a home. And that's what we wanted it to do. We didn't want it to feel like, an institution. We wanted it to feel like home. And I always have different ones that I know have the heart of God that they're going to come through and pray through. Mm-hmm. So when you walk in, you're going to feel the Spirit of God, because that's His home.
I'm excited, you guys. First of all, because our daddy made me her daughter and allowed this moment to happen. But also because I'm connected to a group of women and a community of women that this is what we live for. Empowering one another. This is what we live for. So I'm excited to get a roster of women together to say, hey, when can you go to Beulah Safe Haven and talk about cooking and sanitary ways to cook and what to separate, how to prepare food. I'm excited about that. And then I have women that does insurance. So when can you do a virtual experience with this lady? We're all over the world, this group of women, but we all can contribute. And we have a place to pour out what God has given us.
And like you said, God gave all of us a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a reason for being here.
Yes.
And it's not about self.
Mm-hmm.
Our reason is to help somebody else.
That's it.
So everybody needs to figure out what your purpose is and walk in that, because that's what we're held accountable for.
You put that beautifully. And with that being said, you have heard it here on E Speaks podcast from Miss Tanya Barnes. On today, Fresh Fire Friday, find your purpose. Figure out why you are here on this earth, because that is what you'll be held accountable for. And walk in that purpose, okay? Tell the viewers how they can find you guys. Are you on Facebook?
We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We're getting ready to start TikTok. We're on Instagram. We have a website, which is also, you can go to BeulahsHaven.com or BeulahSafeHaven.com. Either one will get you there, and you can pretty much Google us and we pop up.
Google her, baby.
And we pop up now. I'm proud of that.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to see her information on my Facebook page as well. Again, community, let's pull together for this Sing for Purpose benefit concert. Follow her on all social media platforms. Again, this is Beulah Safe Haven. We want to come out. We want to support these young ladies as they transition into adulthood. Thank you once again for being here. You guys don't miss it. July 7th, I'll be doing something. June 7th, I'll be doing something. Now, if you come in to hear Carolyn sing, let me go ahead and stop the disappointment now. Because we both know we're not giving out earplugs at the door. So I'll find a way to benefit or to be a blessing, and I'm coming to receive. This is June 7th, 4 to 7 p.m. at Mount Canaan Baptist Church. That is 1666 Alston Street, right here in Shreveport, Louisiana. I want Texas. I want Arkansas, Oklahoma, New York, everybody. I want everybody to be involved. If you can't be there physically, go to Walmart, Spark Goods, round up, make that donation to Beulah Safe Haven. Or just send the donation to Beulah Safe Haven. Donate at BeulahSafeHaven.com or BeulahsHaven.com.
Correct. And you can look on our platform, because within the next week we're going to be selling popcorn. We're always doing something to try to raise money. So we'll be showing the website where you can go and look, and you can order online for the ones that's in Shreveport. If you don't want to pay for the fee for, what is it?
Delivery?
Yes. Then you can put it under us, and then when it comes in, you can pick up.
Nice. You guys just saved on a delivery fee with that popcorn. So put it under Beulah Safe Haven and just pick up. But portions of the proceed goes to Beulah Safe Haven. Correct. So let's get it done. Miss Tanya, thank you so much for being here today. You guys, thank you all for tuning in. This is Fresh Fire Friday. We are excited about being community. We are excited about assisting with community. So therefore, we're going to make those charitable donations, because this is a 501c3 and it is tax deductible under your charitable donations for 2025. We are all walking in different tax brackets this year. We've been elevated. We are expanding. So we're going to need some help on those taxes to come next year. So this is your start right here, right now. It's time to cut back on some of that eating out, and let's route those funds in other ways that we can be a blessing to others. She said it's not about self. It's about being selfless. So where we can find our purpose and walk in it and help in all the ways that we can. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And until we see you guys again, go out and encourage somebody, empower somebody, and evolve with someone, because every voice empowers. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Miss Tanya.
Thank you. Now you're gonna have to give me your information, cause
yes, ma'am. Here you are.
Thank you.